The technology-heavy Nasdaq index has returned 25% this year, but some of the cloud computing ETFs have returned as much as 120%. We will take a look at 3 of the hottest cloud computing ETFs in this video. Hi, I'm Arshad Ahmed, founder of DIYStockpicker.com. Cloud computing has become one of the most successful investment themes of 2020, and there's little doubt why. Due to the pandemic, many people worldwide are working, shopping, and even socializing virtually. Cloud-based platforms and services provide this most vital infrastructure. To benefit from this trend of the digitized world, cloud ETFs were created where investors can invest in a basket of cloud companies. Cloud ETFs provide exposure to the stocks of those publicly traded companies that provide the cloud-based services and platforms. Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud are the biggest cloud providers. Surprisingly, many of these ETFs do not own big stakes in these tech giants, nor do they own large positions in IBM or Salesforce.com, the 2 other cloud giants. Instead, several of these ETFs are based on indexes that focus on the small and mid-sized firms that host the data platforms, the call centers, the cell phone towers, and the software that power the cloud. So what exactly is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the concept of borrowing computing power from data centers and then paying a monthly bill like a utility service, the way you pay your electric bill. There are many advantages to this business model, both for the businesses as well as the cloud providers. The move to the cloud has been the #1 priority for many organizations, including the government. What is the advantage for organizations moving to the cloud? The incentive for them is that they can now have a lean IT force on ground and offshore all the infrastructure maintenance and data center responsibilities to the cloud provider. No more waiting for approvals to purchase servers, no need to hire personnel to run their data centers, and no need to worry about the safety of their data. Especially for the startups, this is a real blessing because they don't need to wait to have their own servers and infrastructure. At the click of a button, they can have all the infrastructure they need and then focus on their core business idea. Many of the CIOs have the move to the cloud as part of their roadmap. If not anything, it makes them look cool. What are the advantages for the cloud providers? The advantage is the economies of scale. Multiple organizations share space on the servers and databases. Using advances in the data center technology, the cloud provider can keep the operating costs down and also lock the clients for the long term. SKYY tracks an index of the companies involved in the cloud computing industry. The stocks are weighted by the subgroup: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. It applies no additional screens, meaning it doesn't try to pick the winners in the space. SKYY was launched in 2011, the first mover among the cloud computing ETFs. Assets under management over $5 billion. Expense ratio of 0.6%. 1 year performance 48%, and the number of holdings are 65. The top 10 holdings constitute 37% of the index. Amazon, Alibaba, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Oracle are among the top 5 holdings of this index. SKYY has a price of $78 and a 52-week range of $45 to $86. The advantages for SKYY are it constitutes the biggest tech corporations. Those also happen to be the growth companies. And it is one of the oldest cloud computing ETF. And it has beaten the S&P 500 hands down since its inception. The disadvantages are the valuation is very high right now with a price to earnings of 80. The distribution yield, which is the dividend, is very low. But of course, this is not the ETF that you would like to own in case you're looking for dividends. And there is no diversification sector-wise. All the holdings are concentrated in the tech sector, especially cloud computing. WCLD provides exposure to the cloud computing stocks, which are involved in servers, storage, networking, databases, software, analytics, and intelligence. The index is provided by Nasdaq, which is designed to capture those public companies which derive a majority of their revenues through the cloud computing products or services. Customers must be serviced through a cloud computing delivery model. Assets under management of around $640 million, expense ratio of 0.45%, 1 year performance of 82%, and the number of holdings are 55. The top 10 companies weigh around 20%, which is not a very concentrated index, and it includes great companies like Salesforce, Adobe, ServiceNow, and Workday. WCLD has a price of $42 and a 52-week range of $18 to $48. The advantages for WCLD are it has a lower expense ratio. Salesforce, Slack, and Workday, which are great companies to own for the long run, are part of this index. It is also an equally weighted index. The disadvantages are there are no earnings overall for this index, and a lot of companies that are part of this index are new companies with no proven track record. The overall distribution yield is very low. ARKW is an actively managed fund with a very broad mandate. It's not limited by geography or by industry. Instead, the fund's managers are tasked with identifying companies they see as the next generation of the internet evolution. Broadly speaking, ARKW's managers seems to be focusing on big buzzwords such as digital currencies, Internet of Things, cloud computing, and wearable technology. Assets under management over 2 billion, expense ratio of 0.76%, 1 year performance a whopping 130%, and the number of holdings are 54. The top 10 holdings weigh 44%, which is a very concentrated index, and it includes big names like Tesla, Square, Roku, Spotify, and Zillow. The price for ARKW is $104 with a 52-week range between $40 and $117. The advantages are that it's an actively managed index. Square, Spotify, and Facebook are part of the index, and the index is aligned with the technology bull market run. The disadvantages are there are no earnings overall for the index, and some of the companies in the index are highly overvalued. Tesla, I did not tell you that. And the expense ratio is on the higher end. Here is a comparison of the cloud ETFs that we have discussed, with SKYY being the oldest ETF with a proven track record, WCLD having the lowest expense ratio, and ARKW having the best 1 year performance so far. The 1 year performance of these ETFs cashed in on the tech market bull run and the pandemic. Many of the holdings in these ETF look overvalued. We cannot predict the future, but it will be really interesting to see how these ETFs hold up if there is a market correction, which may just be around the corner. For those of you who are looking to have a rock solid cloud ETF with a proven track record, SKYY may be the best choice, since it is composed of tech giants and not newer companies. So, what do you think about investing in cloud computing ETFs? Please make sure to leave a comment. Also, subscribe to my channel and like this video. I will be releasing videos weekly, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.